Test subjects: B82SW9KL74Y4P1K by Marshall, Carter and Dark. Status: renting. Demand: high. Value: 200 US dollars or 200 in Great Britain sterling pound per subject, or 2,300 US dollars or 16,900.6 Great Britain in sterling pounds per set, 10 subjects. Availability: established supply chain. Identifier: test subjects. Description: items are humanoid entities identical in composure and physiology to that of a standard non-anomalous Homo sapiens, coming in sets sorted by biological sex. Items are entirely obedient towards their thaumaturgically linked owner or owners. They will listen to any physically possible order. Items do not require nutrition or rest to survive, staying in place when not ordered otherwise. Despite not being sentient, items react with the entire spectrum of human emotions to appropriate stimuli. Marshall, Carter and Dark Limited. Initial report: author Iris Dark, project lead. Interest: high. Date: November 10th, 2021. Identifier: test subjects. The lack of testing subjects is a problem plaguing practically every single anomalous organization known to man, from the D-class of the SCP Foundation to the human sacrifices of the Deva. Every single organization has, at some point, come across the simple need for 4 men. The harsh truth, however, is that humans don't grow on trees, or rather, normal humans don't grow on trees, and even if they did, maintaining a healthy person to properly use in tests is an extremely expensive endeavor. MC&D, however, realized it doesn't need to be that way. During my most recent trip to the newly built Adytum, I was greeted by something that piqued my interest like nothing ever has. You see, the wonderful feast I was lucky enough to take part in was served by human-like artificial golems, entirely obedient to their creators, tailored by the magic of the students of Grand Karcist Ion sorcery. And despite that night having so many other unique and mind-consuming emotions, I could not get those simple minions out of my head. And so I began to think. With a team made up of a few of our capitalist Nulkin friends and a couple of paid specialists over at Prometheus, we were able to recreate something similar to what I had witnessed, except in a much better form. With a leap of science as big as that of our old days, the company was able to introduce a way to fix all the issues with the previously mentioned problem. Introducing B82SW9KL74Y4P1K. Artificially grown unconscious humans accelerated to maturity with the magic of Yaldabaoth and controlled remotely by a combination of Prometheus technology and rituals performed by MC&D specialists, fully clean of corruption despite their Sarkic origins, controlled by a net of thaumaturgically neuroconductors throughout their brain. They will come in handy to any firm, person, or organization big enough to face the aforementioned problem. Now available for a price lower than normal human maintenance, test subjects will listen to any order as long as it's physically possible. From the simplest of household problems to the most hedonistic and sophisticated needs of their master, these thoughtless beings will always be there to listen. File opened under B82SW9KL74Y4P1K. Marshall, Carter and Dark Limited. Inventory information: B82SW9KL74Y4P1K. Owner: Marshall, Carter and Dark Limited. Quantity: approximately 30,000. Comments: current production of items kept in storage for further sales. Owner: Prometheus Labs. Quantity: approximately 500. A partial group of items and their previous iterations kept in storage in an MC&D rented laboratory for further enhancement of the product. Remainder of items used for personal usage. Owner, numerous Sarkic cults. Quantity, 20,000. Comments. 30,000 instances gifted as MC&D's part of the initial deal regarding their cooperation in the creation of the item. Remainder bought by numerous cults. Owner, numerous locales. Quantity, approximately 100,000. Comments. Items distributed worldwide to a plethora of minor anomalous groups and establishments. Owner, other individual clients. Quantity, approximately 21,000. Comments, not applicable. Owner, the SCP Foundation. Quantity, approximately 50,000. Comments, the most active client of B82SW9KL74Y4P1K out of any of the other groups. Actively established a 10-year contract for regular shipments of the item. Marshall, Carter, and Dark Limited. Customer feedback. Message. From Prometheus Labs to Iris Dark, project lead. During one of the brain vivisections undertaken by Prometheus Lab personnel, one of the test subjects started to misinterpret stimuli given to its brain through the direct neural stimulation and started to scream, running towards the nearest window and proceeding to jump out of it. A fix for this issue and further products, alongside replacement copies for the faulty ones, is officially requested. Prometheus Labs. From Prometheus Labs to Iris Dark, project lead. During a company meeting regarding the previous flaw and potential elimination of faulty copies, two of the subjects present within the room started to act out of place, understanding business chatter between myself and my colleagues as commands. Though the reaction was not as drastic as in the previous situation, only starting to move in a frantic manner around the room, apparently searching for a way out. It appears that B82SW9KL74Y4P1K possess some inherent flaw in their design. I once again request a fix to this issue be made, and officially further the proposition of my team once again cooperating with MC&D to take care of this. Prometheus Laboratories. Message from Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director, to Iris Stark, Project Lead. During field operation training, an entire team of subjects suddenly stopped reacting to any orders given to them, instead starting to run at my men with their guns in a panicked manner, two of them firing. Total thaumaturgic resets didn't fix anything. You're lucky this wasn't an actual operation and that nobody died, or you'd be fucked. Dark. I want a fix for this immediately. The SCP Foundation, Site-17. Message from Iris Dark, Project Lead, to Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director, and Prometheus Laboratories. The company solemnly apologizes for all of the recent problems caused by B82SW9KL74Y4P1K. A total rebinding of the structures holding their thaumaturgic system in place revealed a few missed places throughout the formula. Everything should be fixed now. This also applies to the already bought products. The neural net exists all through products alike. Marshall, Carter, and Dark Limited. Message from Prometheus Labs to Iris Dark, Project Lead. Everything does indeed seem to be working perfectly like promised. Prometheus Labs would, however, like to request an official extension of the deal at the current rate. Subjects are disappearing faster than we imagined, so a doubling of the current supply rate would be most beneficial. We give you the benefit of the doubt this isn't your products running away, but just an error on our part. Don't make us regret this gift. Prometheus Laboratories. Message from the Critic to Iris Dark, Project Lead. Dark, you sure your servants actually work? Or rather, are you sure you fixed them? My boys constantly report our rented ones just stop working throughout the day, stopping halfway through a given order, starting to vandalize my staff and our art pieces, which sucks when you run a chain of art galleries that need cleaning up because it's fucking valuable art we have here. You know? An actual fix would be quite cool indeed. Are we cool yet? Message from Paz Ambrose to Iris Dark, project lead. There appears to be a problem, Miss Dark. During the preparation for consumption, one of our B82SW9KL74Y4P1Ks started to scream incoherently at my guests, spitting its insides all on the table. Thanks to your half-assed repairs of your own products, I lost an entire party. Nobody wanted to enjoy themselves with anything anymore, saying I was trying to kill them. Here at Ambrose, the show must go on, and it can't just do that with my food rebelling against me. Fix your toys. Ambrose Restaurants. Project information B82SW9KL74Y4P1K. Date November 20th, 2021. Amount of money spent on research approximately $20,000. Notes. All previous problems with the item solved via total neural collapse and reboot. Date December 13th, 2021. Amount of money spent on research approximately $40,000. Notes. Cortex resets and memory wipes via the usage of amnestics utilized. Loss of approximately 10% of subjects decided to be an acceptable loss to continue trade. Date December 31st, 2021. Amount of money spent on research approximately $50,000. Notes. The concept of resistance removed from subject's local noosphere. Date January 12th, 2022. Amount of money spent on research approximately $80,000. Notes. The concept of obedience added as the dominant idea into subject's local noosphere. All other non-obedience ideas blocked from interacting with the main idea frame. Date January 30th, 2022. Amount of money spent on research non-applicable. Notes. The entire MC&D Noospheric Division fired. New personnel with better qualifications employed. Date February 3rd, 2022. Amount of money spent on research approximately $40,000. Notes. The concept of violence removed from subject's local noosphere. Date February 17th, 2022. Amount of money spent on research approximately $100,000. Notes. Perception blockers regarding undertaking any unordered actions applied to all subjects produced this far. Retrieval squads with the intent of subject replacements sent into the field. Date March 3rd, 2022. Amount of money spent on research non-applicable. Notes. MC&D Security Division recruitment once again opened and finalized shortly after full staffing was reached. Date March 13th, 2022. Amount of money spent on research non-applicable. Notes. All subjects within company custody eliminated. New line with total consciousness blocks without removal for profit. Save currently in plans. Marshall, Carter, and Dark Limited. Message from Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director, to Iris Dark, Project Lead. Dark. I won't play any games and will just say that what the issue is. We've lost a large part of our subjects due to the fact that you just didn't fucking bother to tell us they were actually sentient. We had to execute over 10% of our total population due to how effective the rebellion of now fully in control beings would have been if not stopped right at that instant. I don't want to hear that goddamn scream any longer, or I swear I'll go nuclear on you. All of my other D-class are now useless. I want you to explain yourself this goddamned instant. The SCP Foundation, Site-17. Message from Iris Dark, Project Lead, to Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director. And what will we do about this, Mr. Graham? It'd be a true shame if saving 1 pound per subject would have cost us this much. Marshall, Carter, and Dark, Limited. Message from Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director, to Iris Dark, Project Lead. I'm afraid our cooperation must stop for this instant. Even if Site-17 will fully feel the pain of lack of your useful assets, the newly discovered properties and problems simply cannot be ignored. Our halls were filled with organs and blood, and I won't order my crew to clean them up for a second time. The SCP Foundation, Site-17. Message from Iris Dark, Project Lead, to Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director. As I imagine, your ethics committee won't allow for the furthering of our contract due to the rather questionable nature of it? Shame, I must say. It was truly a pleasure working with you. Marshall, Carter, and Dark, Limited. Message from Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director, to Iris Dark, Project Lead. My God, the Ethics Committee? For ethics? Don't make me laugh. I'm personally resigning from it due to how inefficient this entire fiasco is. I'm not paying for a faulty product for my limited budget. I'm not insane. The SCP Foundation. Site-17. Message from Iris Dark, Project Lead, to Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director. I feel we can come to a compromise here, Mr. Graham. My current offer is a full replacement of all 50,000 copies within your storage to new versions, with full action blockers installed for your continued support for any further purchases, with said new beings, of course, fully blocked from any actual interactions. Not feelings, no. They will still be there. Let me know what you think. Marshall, Carter, and Dark, Limited. Message from Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director, to Iris Dark, Project Lead. I'm quite the fan, honestly. Would be fully on board if that would be your final offer. The work must go on. The SCP Foundation, Site-17. Message from Iris Dark, Project Lead, to Thomas Graham, Site-17 Director. Excellent. The new package should be arriving soon via plane or planes. Hope your landing pad is still usable. Truly, been a pleasure, Mr. Graham. Marshall, Carter, and Dark, Limited.